Welcome to your look at the markets. Today is Monday, February 5th, 2018. First off, we're going to talk about the bond market, but what we're going to do is we're going to start the charts right here. Now, we're going to take a look at the Dow Jones. Now, this is the closing right here from Friday. And what we see is it moving downwards all day long to 25,520. She's down 665 points on the closing of, well, 665.75. It was rounded off at 666 points, down 2.54% on Friday. Now, here's the thing. In the Dow futures this morning, the Dow futures are down, indicating that we're going to probably be looking at another down day today. It's hard to say exactly how much it's going to drop today because the day hasn't really started yet. My tendency is to think that it's going to drop in the morning and it's going to start to pick up in the afternoon a little bit. So I'm expecting about a 200 or 300 point drop in the morning session, and then in the afternoon I'm expecting it to make up those gains and finish ever so slightly on the green side, or up just slightly, maybe up 20 points or something. That's kind of what I'm expecting. But that's just me, you know. That's just what I'm thinking might happen. And the reason for my thinking this has everything to do with the bond market. What I noticed is the bond market's starting to turn over now a little bit. And the reason why is money's coming out of stocks. And the reason why is because the amount you can actually make across the board with stocks when you average out, and you're averaging, is around 2.25%, where bonds right now are yielding, everybody's looking for yield, and bonds are yielding a little bit more. And so what they're doing is they're chasing that yield. So they're coming out of the stocks, going into the bonds, and we're seeing a little bit of a reversal now. It's taking the edge off of the bonds. The bond yields are starting to level off a little bit. That's because the money coming out of the stocks is actually doing it. And so it's probably going to end this for now. But this is only going to get worse because what caused this situation in the beginning hasn't went away. So even though you take the edge off of it for now, it's going to get worse when the bond yields start to rise again. When the stock market starts to go up again, or starts to level off over the next little while, you're going to see bond yields starting to rise again. And when you start to see that happen, the stock market's going to get ready for another sell-off. It'll probably be worse than this one. Down the line, maybe at around 3% to 3.25% on the U.S. 10-year. That's when we're going to see a bigger sell-off than this one. So this is the first rumbling. Unless the Fed quits doing what they're doing. And I don't see them stopping, to tell you the truth, to be honest with you. So we're going to wait and see what happens when this opens up. Let me just refresh it because it's getting awfully close to the time it opens. No, it hasn't opened up yet. So let's take a look at now sweet crude oil prices. 64.91 right now. That's $64.91 for sweet light crude oil. Silver price today. Let's take a look. We'll focus the chart in here on silver. And it's a little bit better. It's up 29 cents overall on the day. And so this is good. We're getting a little gain in silver, but it's not like I think it should be. It's just coming back, though. Here was the big drop, you know, right here where they hammered it down, this blue line right here. And you see we've made it up almost halfway back up again where they've hammered it down. It's been trending upwards today. So that's a good thing. 1686, so we're up 29 cents. We got to be thankful for everything that we can get when it comes to silver. Because they've had power over it for so long now. Ridiculous the power the banks have had over it in depressing the price. So we got to be thankful that it's come back halfway, and we got to hope it's going to come back the rest of the way. So now let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now, I told you when the stock market sell-off really comes. Now, this is just the first shaking of the stock market. And you see what's happening with Bitcoin price, right? Now, I said when the crash comes in the stock market, you're going to see Bitcoin crash. Well, you haven't seen nothing yet. You haven't seen nothing yet. The real crash is in the stock market. Because this is Bitcoin is a speculative market, you're going to see tremendous drops, you know. Bitcoin's going to be on sale because this technology, the underlying technology behind the Bitcoin, is eventually going to take over the monetary system. And so, if you think money has been made in Bitcoin up till now, if you play this market right in the future, you'll be rich. This market, the cryptocurrency markets, can make you rich. And I'm going to be there to help you understand how to play it in the future. So this is the thing. And I've been predicting this market all along. I've been predicting this crash all along. Nobody's been listening. It's starting to happen. Still nobody's listening. Anyway, but I'll be there. I'll be there. My channel will be there. And all you got to do is tune in. So anyway, that's the cryptocurrency market. We've lost here, if we take a look at cryptocurrency market capitalizations, we've lost roughly 50% of our market. We were at $720 billion. Right now we're at $360 billion. We've lost half of the market, and you can see it reflected in the prices. Look, here's Litecoin, $134 right now. But the market is losing steam. It's losing steam, and it's going to continue to lose steam until the stock market turns too. When these two markets turn, the stock market and the cryptocurrency market, they're both going to go back up, but only after the Fed relents. And the Fed's not going to relent until we have our crisis. They will not relent. So what you got to do is you got to watch the Fed on everything. The Fed controls all these markets. And so if you watch the Fed's the key. The Fed's the key, and then you'll know how to get rich by watching what the Fed's doing. Here, 89.47 for the U.S. dollar index. Dollar's going up this morning. It's exactly as I predicted. I predicted when the stock market goes down, there's the things that are going to go up are gold and silver and the dollar. What are we seeing right now? Take a look. What are we seeing? We're seeing the dollar go up right now. We're also seeing silver price this morning up, right? We're seeing gold price this morning up. This is just the beginning. So we're seeing exactly the things that I said are going to go up, and we're seeing the things I said go down, we're seeing them go down. This is going to get much worse later. This is just the beginning. This is just the start. This will probably recover. But what's coming later when the Federal Reserve increases this effect? Every quarter they said they're going to double the effect of this. Every quarter. They're going to double down, in other words. A simple way of putting that is the Fed is going to double down. Okay? Here's the bond market right here. What we're seeing is we're seeing it come out of stocks right now, and it's going into the bonds, and that's why these bond yields are actually at this point the bond yields are actually starting to fall again. And the bond prices are starting to fall again. And that's because when a bond price falls, the price is actually going up because it's an inverse relationship. Bond market's probably one of the most confusing markets on earth, but we see these red arrows, right? It's on the 10-year right here. We see a red arrow. This is taking some of the heat off. It means they're buying bonds again. Bond prices are actually they're actually starting to buy them again. The U.S. 10-year. But this is only because they're coming out of stocks and they're going into bonds. This is the stupid money. Because the United States is hopelessly in debt. They're buying, it's like buying a company. If you had a big giant company, you know, and they were bankrupt, and people were coming in and actually bidding top dollar for a company that's bankrupt, for a bankrupt entity. That's why I say it's a stupid money, you know. But here's the thing. If you're a money manager, where do you put your money? You can't buy gold. Not physical gold, anyway. you know. And because the gold market has been controlled for so long, you think to yourself, hey, you know, they'll just smash it down. I'll buy it and they'll smash it down. And they're probably right. The bankers will smash it down and you'll lose a ton of money for your clients. You'd be out on the street. The second thing is where are you going to store? If you're a money manager and you got, say, $5 billion under your care, you know, are you going to go out and buy $5 billion worth of physical gold? What are you going to do? Go pick it up with a dump truck? With forklifts? And what about it getting stolen? I mean, you got to think about these things. These are logistical problems that you'd run into. So they can't. But they can buy U.S. Treasuries. They can switch over from stocks to U.S. Treasuries. And that's what they're doing en masse. But this is no place. This is like rats running from a sinking ship into the water, you know, and swimming in the water and trying to find some floating piece of debris that's also sinking. This is no good. This isn't going to work. You know, they're running into these treasuries, but the thing is the treasuries are going to sink too. The treasuries are sinking too. It's all sinking. At the last minute, they're all going to run to gold and silver at the last minute. And can you imagine the amount of money that's going to come down on gold and silver? I've heard some analogies for this from other financiers, and they've talked. One, I heard him say that it's going to be like a whole herd of elephants inside a building, you know, and there's only one little exit, you know, a little exit door, and everybody yells fire, and all the elephants try to get out through the one door. You know, this is what it's going to be like. And I heard somebody else say that it was like trying to put Niagara Falls through a garden hose. You know, it's just the pressure that's going to come on this on the gold and silver market when all of the money turns and they finally realize that there's no place else to go. You know, so anyway, listen, this has been your market report for this morning. Let's just take one more quick look and see if because I know it's going to open pretty soon. It's just about the time of day it opens up and we're able to see what's going on with the Dow here. And see, let's refresh the page. No, she hasn't quite opened yet. Okay, but it's going to open in a few minutes. Keep your eyes on it. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next show. Bye.